So let's student begin the numericals on income from salary. This is very crucial chapter for calculation of taxation. We work out on income from business and profession. Then we talk about other incomes. And now we're talking about how to solve numericals on income from salary. So as per section 15 of Income Tax Act 1961, any remuneration or any amount which is received by an employee in consideration of service rendered to his employer is called salary. So here I required anything as consideration I am receiving. Second, there should be relation between employee and employer, and it should be a contribution made for some act or service given. So salary includes monetary and non-monetary terms which are correlated, which are valued with concern to the work done. So it can be in consideration or it can be in terms of cash. But relation of employee and employee should be there. Some service or product are issued and I'm getting for that service or work the reward as salary. Now, what is the formula for competition? First, I will calculate what is my basic salary, bonus and commission. Then I will add allowances and perquisites. Then I will add if any outstanding or prepaid salary, if any pension I receive. So this will total become my gross salary. And from gross salary, I'll deduct section 16, standard deduction, then my professional tax, and then I will deduct the gain from businesses. So just to revise for calculation of income from salary. So this is a working note for allowances. Allowance for government employee regarding out of in their service is fully exempted. Second, house rent allowance for judges is exempted. Statutory allowance, that is allowance for their foods and etc., it's exempted. Allowance received by United Nations persons, they are exempted. Whereas if dearness allowance, city compensation allowance, medical allowance, overtime, servant and family allowance, tiffin allowance, capital compensate allowance, electricity allowance, these all are taxable. Whereas in case of HRA, education, traveling, academic research, transportation, car, they are partially taxable and partially not. So we're just revising in a hurry so that we can solve the numerical on direct taxation. In case of HRA, that is house rent allowance received or rent paid minus 10% of salary or 50% of salary in metro city and 40% in non-metro city, whatever the lowest is called as exempted HRA. For example, if my salary is 100, my HRA received is 5,000, my rent paid is 6,000 minus Suppose my salary is 15,000, so 10% will be minus 1,500. So it is equal to 4,500. Then 50% of salary in metro city. So 50% of 15,000 will be 7,500. So if I find the first actual HRA, it is 5,000. Rent paid minus 10% of is 4,500. I consider the lowest is 4,500, and hence the 4,500 is exempted as HRA. Any doubt in this meaning of HRA? Anybody is in doubt? So let's go further. In case of I received some entertainment allowance, then in case of entertainment allowance, it is allowed exemption for government employees only. For all private people, the allowance of entertainment is not allowed. So for this, suppose I received actually 3,000 as my allowance. My limit is 5,000, and I consider 15,000 my salary. So 15,000, 20% will be 3,000. So if I consider, luckily, actual and 20% are same. So this 3,000 will be only exempted, and the extra 2,000 which is allowed is not considered. So for government employee, the exempted entertainment allowance is only 3,000. For private persons, all entertainment allowance is fully taxable. Any doubt in this entertainment allowance? Let's move further. This is the best furnished and unfurnished accommodation. When accommodation is provided with furniture, it is called as furnished accommodation. But when only empty house is given, it is called as unfurnished accommodation. Again, in case it is a metro city, it has different valuation, and if non-metro city, it has different valuation. So, if the population of city is below 10 lakh, then if accommodation is given by employer, then 7.5% of salary is exempted. But in case the accommodation provided is not owned by employer, then it is 15% of salary. So on normal rural level, it is 7.5% or 15%. Whereas when the population is between 10 to 25%, sorry, 20 to 25 lakhs, the accommodation, if owned by employer, then 10% of salary is value of perquisite. But if it is not owned by employer, it is 15%. And in case where the population is more than 25 lakhs, then 15% of salary is allowed as tax exemption for valuation of rent-free accommodation. So if it is owned by employer, then rates will change from 7.5 to 15%. And if it is not owned by employer, in all cases, I need to pay 15%. In case the furniture is provided or rented furniture is given, Then whatever the cost of furniture, that is a rent or purchase price, 10% value is added to get furnished accommodation. Now retirement benefits. Gratuity is gratitude given by employer to the employee so that he will enjoy on his retirement. In case of in case of retirement, there are two types of pension. One is committed pension and uncommitted pension. The committed pension talks about combination of 5 to 6 EMIs together and taking pension in lump sum. Under committed pension, if amount received, then that committed pension is valued separately. For government employee, if I received gratuity, it is fully exempted. But if the person is covered under Gratuity Act, then list of following, that is actual amount rupees 20 lakhs or 15 days salary last drawn, will be considered as list. In case of other employees, actual amount 20 lakhs and half month's average salary. So for government employee, it's a 15 days, and for others, it's a half month. So provisions for both are same. So please remember, gratuity is fully exempted for government. For all others, 20 lakhs or actual received or 15 days salary last drawn for every completed year of service or part in excess of 6 months. So it means the 6 months salary I will calculate, and in that I will find out 50% salary because 30 days is a month, and I'll multiply 6 months salary divided by 2. I'll do the valuation, and based on that, whatever the lowest amount, that is exempted as gratuity benefits. The pension which I collect in lump sum is called committed pension, and pension I receive monthly is called uncommitted pension. The uncommitted pension is again considered as source of income. So when I receive income, it is considered to be as regular income, and so it is fully taxable like regular salary. But in case of committed pension, it is only exempted for government employees. For non-government employees, one third of pension is exempted, or one half of pension is exempted when I not received gratuity. So one third when I received gratuity, and one half when I not received gratuity. Now let's see one basic numerical to understand the basic salary. Okay, till now any doubt? Okay. So Mr. Manikandan appointed as a manager in private company. On 1st April 17, his salary was 17,400, 300, 25,000, and his basic salary was 17,400. Normally, when salary is quoted, the first part is called as a basic. The second part is called DA, and this part is called as a gross salary. Compute the salary income of previous year, 1920. So here I have to find the salary part. What is the scale? 17,400 dash 300 dash 25,000. So let's find out. From 1st April to December, his salary is 17,400. From 1st December to 18, he has 7,400. So he has salary of 10 months and 2 months. Why it is divided 10 months and 2 months? Because he joins on 1st of January. And that's why the whole year will not be calculated, 9 months are calculated. So 10 months salary, it will be 1,80,000. 2 months salary will be 36,600. And salary due on last day of every month will be this way. So basically, when I do the calculation of salary, this part is my basic salary. This part is my dearness allowance, and this will be considered as gross salary. Will not going in calculation of numerical because I just want to revise the basics. Now, I'll wait for 2 minutes. Please read the numerical, then I'll start explanation. So let's talk. Traveling allowance is 1,500 per month. Helper allowance is 1,200 per month. Travel area allowance 2,400 per month. Education allowance per children is 300 per month. Hostel allowance is 2,500 per month. Transport is 15,000 per 19,000 per month. Conveyance allowance is 1,500 and dog allowance is 1,000 per month. So this is a given information. The first thing we have to find out what is permitted and what is not permitted. So here traveling allowance is 1,500. So it is permitted. Helper allowance, my expenditure is 1,350 and allowance is 1,200. But helper allowance is fully taxable if it is given for specific person. Then tribal allowance is allowance which is given to reside in tribal area. So this is for survival. So this allowance is allowed. Education allowance is given for 3 children, but it is only allowed for 2 children. So the third child he will be fully taxable. Similarly, hostel allowance is given for 2 children is allowed. For third children, the hostel allowance is fully taxable. Transport allowance 19,000 per month is beyond limits. So considering his basic salary, we have to revise this amount and find out allowed and disallowed. Conveyance allowance was given 1,500, out of which 50% is personal. If 50% is personal, then 50% is disallowed. Why? Because the personal expenses cannot be considered for exemption purpose. The dog allowance is not necessity. It is provided as a luxury. So in this case also, the allowance for dog maintenance is fully taxable. Anybody has doubt in this explanation? Or shall I repeat again? Okay. I guess no doubt, so I'll continue. Now let's see the answer. Traveling allowance is 1,500 provided, but it is exempted up to 750 per month. So beyond that, it is fully taxable. Helper allowance, it is fully taxable. Travel allowance, it is said to be given for rural areas. So when it is given for rural areas, so minimum is exempted. In case of education allowance, maximum 2 children are allowed. So for 1 children, it is taxable. Now here the limit is given as 2,400, that is 1,200 per children. But for hostel, the limit is 1,500. So again, this rate will come down. So the first thing, I'll understand nature of expenses. I'll find out what is the limit, and based on that, I'll find which is exempted and which is taxable. And then I have taxable allowances, and these all taxable allowances, which is mentioned in column 3, will be added back to the salary for calculation of income tax. Now let's see one more example. I'll again wait for 2 minutes. Please read this. So now let's discuss each allowance. High cost of living allowance. Now this allowance is not necessity. So it is taxable. City compensation allowance is 7,500. It is only exempted up to 1,500. Subsidy lunch allowance. If this lunch allowance is provided to all, it is exempted. But if it is only provided for specific employees, it is going to be taxed. Then helper allowance is 1,280, but my expenditures are 1,200. So it is allowed only up to 1,200. Medical allowance, if expenditures are 9,800 and provided 8,200, it will be allowed up to 8,200. Then traveling allowance, it is 650 and expenditures are 150, but higher is considered for exemption purpose. Children's education allowance is 12,000, but expenditures are 15,000. Now here number of children I need to guess, and I assume that there are only two children. Overtime allowance, it is allowed for exemption. Education allowance for grandchildren, it is allowed. Entertainment allowance. Now, if he is a government employee, it's fully exempted. But since it is not government employee, the entertainment allowance is also taxable. Then, if my basic pay is 2,500, I have to work out for calculation of tax liability. So let's see the answer. Fully taxable is compensation, subsidy lunch, marriage, overtime, education, entertainment, warden, and medical. Now, all these are fully taxable because they are not as necessity and they are not given to all. So, if the benefit is given to all, it is exempted, but if it is only given to some, it is not allowed. Now, in case of partial, my traveling allowance 650, whereas expenditure are 150. So, actual gain of allowance is 500. Similarly, for helper, allowance is 1,280, but expenditures are 1,200. So it means extra available is 80, and that much is only taxable. Then education allowance is has to be given for two children only. So it is paid 12,000, but actually expenditures are made 2,400. So what is the extra part I'm going to tax? So when I make a total of these all allowances, then this all allowances will become my part of salary. Hope I'm clear. Just read the answer. If any doubt, please ask me. So let's move further. So this is a working note how to calculate the income. His basic salary is 2,500 per month. So 2,500 per month into 12, my salary will be 30,000. Then taxable allowances I calculated here. It is 70,560. So when I total my basic plus taxable allowances, what I get is gross salary. From gross salary, I will have deductions. So standard deduction in the section 16 is 50,000. Whereas for entertainment allowance, I'm doing working. So let's see, my allowance received is 5,000. 20% of basic salary is 6,000 and actual allowance is 13,800. So lowest of this is rupees 5,000. So 5,000 is allowed as exemption. Then my professional tax is not mentioned in the numerical. Actually, 2,500 professional tax is allowed as exemption. But since I am not paid, it is not considered. So my net taxable salary is 45,560. Any allowance received by a government employee for working outside India is fully exempted. So considering this, I will calculate taxable salary as 45,560. So let's go with the another numerical. I will wait for 2 minutes. Please read it, then I'll explain it. So now I need to understand first thing, what is type of employment, whether it's a government or non-government. Now see the line. Mr. Manoj is government employee, and second line is Manoj is an employee of RBI since April 1953. So he is a government employee. We have to They are given the basic salary 90,000, commission 54,000, entertainment allowance 12,000. So now we have to find his taxable salary. The entertainment allowance received by him is 12,000. Since he is a government employee, it is exempted subject to three conditions. So let's find his tax liability. His basic salary 90,000, commission 54, entertainment allowance 12,000, and dearness allowance, which is part of salary, is 10,000. So if I total together, his gross salary is 1,66,000. Then what a deduction allowed? So 50,000 is allowed deduction. Now, as I said for entertainment, one 5,000, second basic salary, that is 20%. Now my basic salary is 90,000 and 20% is 18,000. The actual entertainment allowance received is 12,000. So lowest is 5,000. Again, 5,000 is exempted. So I deduct from 1,066, sorry, 1,66,000, 55,000. The remaining part is considered as net taxable salary. Anybody's doubt in this calculation? Please post it in chat box or unmute and ask it. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Please read the answer. I will re-explain. Here, his basic salary is 90,000. Commission which he received is 60% of basic salary. So 60% of 90,000 is 54,000. He received entertainment allowance 12,000. What is said for government employee, the entertainment allowance is tax exempted. But what are the conditions? First, 20% of salary or 5,000 or the actual entertainment allowance. So we'll see the conditions for 12,000. Then dearness allowance, which is a part of salary, is 10,000. So here, if his dearness is part of salary 10,000, it is calculated. Now suppose dearness allowance is 12,000 and only 10,000 is part of salary. Then for calculating the total income, we'll consider only 10,000. So they are said Mr. Manoj is government employee. So let's find out working. So his basic salary will be as it is, commission will be as it is, entertainment is 12,000, which we add in the basic salary, and now we'll find what is exempted. So first condition is rupees 5,000. Second condition is 20% of basic salary, that is 18,000. And third, actual allowance received, that is 12,000. So if I compare 5,000, 18,000, and 12,000, lowest amount is 5,000. So under deductions, I have 50,000 as standard deduction and 5,000 as entertainment allowance. So total becomes 55,000. So from 1,66,000, I deduct 55,000. My net taxable salary will be 1,11,000. I will wait again for 5 minutes. Please read it. If any doubt, I'll re-explain. Please go through. If you doubt, please post it or I'll re-explain. For this, we need to understand the provisions exempted. So when you go on solving more and more numericals, these provisions are memorized to your side. You can by heart them, but by heart will not solve the issue. You need to practice maximum numericals on salary. So let's proceed further. Now we talk about entertainment allowance. That is 5,000, 20% of salary or actual. Now let's work out what are the numericals on HRA. Mr. X is residing in Chennai. So as per income tax, Chennai is a metro city. He get 3 lakh as a basic salary and DA is 40,000 and he received 2,000 2% commission on turnover. During last year, the turnover he achieved was 3 lakhs. He received commission as 60,000. Though he paid the rent of 80,000 per annum, we have to find out HRA. So what is the basic salary? It's 3 lakhs. Dearness allowance is 40,000. So basic plus DA is 3 lakh 40,000. He receives the commission of 60,000 per month. He receives HRA and he pays the rent of 80,000 per annum. Now here the HRA amount is not mentioned. So we need to work out smartly. So just read the numerical. I'll wait for 2 minutes, then I'll explain this. So let me explain this concept. My HRA received is 60,000. So 2% commission turnover. He received 60,000 as HRA. Sorry, I forget to read this line. So he has received the HRA 60,000. He has paid the rent 80,000. So we have to find rent paid minus 10% of salary. His rent paid is 80,000 minus 10% of salary, that is 3 lakh basic salary and 46,000 his DA. So it is 34,600. So when I deduct 80,000 minus 34,600, what I get value is 45,600. The third condition, the 50% of salary if he is in metro and 40% salary if he is in non-metro. Now he is residing in Chennai, and as per Income Tax Act, Chennai will be considered as metro city. So what is the 50% of salary? 3,46,000 divided by 2, 1,73,000. So when I calculate the HRA, I will find out actual HRA received minus exemption allowed, that is 45,400. The taxable HRA will be 14,600. So I will show the numerical again and I will show the answer again. Please read the answer and numerical so that it will clear to you. If not clear, I will re-explain. So this was the numerical, and now let's read the solution. So if any doubt, or shall I continue next? If any doubt, please post it chat box or unmute and ask. Okay, I'll explain the calculation part. He is from Chennai, so he gets a metro city. His basic salary is 3 lakh per annum. and DA is 40,000. He gets 2% commission on turnover. The last year the turnover was 3 lakhs, so 2% will be 6,000. So his salary will be 3 lakhs plus 40,000 plus 6,000 as a commission. So total salary will be 3 lakh 46,000. He received 60,000 as HRA and he paid the actual rent 80,000 per annum. So let's find out the calculation part. He received HRA 60,000 and let's talk about exemption under section 10. So we have to deduct actual HRA received 60,000, rent paid minus 10% of salary. Now salary here basic plus DA plus commission. So 3 lakh 46,000 is my salary. 10% of this will be 34,600. So when I deduct from 80,000, the 34,600, I will get 45,400. And third condition, 50% of salary because in metro is 1,73,000. So if I consider 160,000 actual, then rent paid minus 10%, 45,400 and 1,70,000. I have to deduct the lowest part. The lowest is 45,400. So my HRA minus exempted, the whatever the part remain is considered fully taxable. I'll again wait for 2 minutes. Please read the solution. If doubt, I'll re-explain. So let's see the next numerical. Now, based on last numerical, let's find out what is taxable. He resides in Ajmer. So as per income tax, Ajmer is non-metro or metro. So we'll consider is non-metro. He is getting 48,000 basic salary and he get 4,800 as dearness allowance. So his total salary will be 48,000 plus 4,800 plus 7% commission on sales. He receives rent of, sorry, HRA of 6,000 and he pays the rent of 5,800. So he has to work on similar way. HRA received is 6,000. Then actual HRA 6,000. Rent paid minus 10% of salary. Now salary will be basic plus DA plus commission. So total salary will be 58,820. So 10% of it will be 5,882. So rent paid is 5,800 minus 5,882. So it is zero. Then 50% of salary or 40% because Ajmer is non-metro. I will deduct 40%. So it is 23,528. So if I compare 1, 2, and 3, the list is nil. And since it is nil, the no deduction is allowed. And my full HRA is taxable. So he has the bad luck that rent paid minus 10% of salary is zero and lowest is zero. And so this zero is allowed as exemption. So I'll again show the numerical and solution for 2 minutes. Please read it. If any doubt, I'll re-explain. Now I'll show you the solution. If any doubt, please unmute and ask or post in chat box so that I can re-explain. So let's continue. Mr. A resides in Salem and he's a government employee. He get basic salary 50,000 per annum. Dearness allowance is 30,000 per annum and 10,000 bonus. So his total salary will be 50 plus 30 plus 10, 90,000. Medical allowance is received 2,800 and HRA is received 2,500 per annum. He is residing in a house where he is not paying any rent throughout the year. Now let's find out his HRA taxable. Since no rent is paid by Mr. A, the all HRA which he is received is of no use. He stays in a house and do not pay any rent. So since he is not paying any HRA, he is not able to get any exemptions. The whatever the amount of 2,500 per month he is receiving is fully taxable. In previous case, actual HR received, now here 2,500, rent paid, it is required. So if zero rent paid, then anything minus of this will be 0 and 50% of salary or 40% of salary because non-metro 40% of salary. So lowest is 0, then his HRA is fully taxable. So in short, when no rent is paid, my HRA is fully taxable. Let's move further. Mr. Z is living in Coimbatore. So as per income tax, it's not a metro city. In his own house, he is a private company employee. He gets basic salary of 2000 per month, dearness allowance 500 per month. 30% is not considered for retirement. He gets 68 200 per month. He received HRA of 4500 per month. From 1st December, he lives in rented house paying rent of 5000. So it's a combination. So from 1st December to 31st March, we'll calculate his HRA. So let's see. HR received for 4 months, that is December, Jan, Feb, and March. 4 months. So that HRA is 4500 into 4, it will be 18,000. So let's have formula. First, actual HR received 18,000. Rent paid is 20,000 minus 10% of salary. So we get 19,060. Then 50% or 40%. Since he's receiving, living in Coimbatore, and Coimbatore is considered non-metro, so 40% of basic salary. So it is 3,760. So when I compare, the lowest one is 3,760. So the exempted HRA out of 18,000 is 3,760. And hence, the remaining part out of 18,000 is fully taxable. So in this numerical, only to include the complexity, he is receiving rent and he is living in rented house for 4 months. Otherwise, there is no calculation differences in part. So again, I will show you the numerical and solution part. Please read this. If any doubt, ask me. Now I'll show the solution. If any doubt, please ask. So let's move further. So enough we are done with HRS. So I was keeping the numerical. I'm going for the other. So it's almost 5 minutes are remaining. So the next part, that is about provident fund, we'll discuss in next session. So far, what are the discussed points? If anybody has doubts, they can ask me, or we'll just call off for the day. And tomorrow, again in the evening, we'll discuss the next remaining parts. We are going to discuss about provident fund. Then, after provident fund, we're going to talk about calculation of gratuity as a revision. Then, after gratuity, we are going to talk about committed and uncommitted pension. After the pension part and gratuity part, we are going to discuss about medical expenses, leave encashment, and then we are going to calculate perquisites. So this way, we are going to revise our second unit of income from salary. So thank you all of you for being part of this session, and please continue with next session.